Today on Exploring Through Our Lens, we're going to review Boulder Beach Campground, and we're going to see one of the man-made wonders of the world.
We are sitting in the Amphitheater at Boulder Campground, and I gotta tell you, this brings back a lot of memories for me.
You used to come here when you were a kid.
I did. So we spent a lot of summers in this area and time in this area when I was younger. And we actually stayed in this exact campground. Now, the amphitheater back then was kind of different. It was all wood and wood chairs and wood benches, but there was a stage, and it's right about in the same spot.
And now they have redone this whole area. So there is seating, cement seats, and it holds about 50 people. There's a little raised area, which is the stage, and they have fire pits, and they're going to have a waterfall. So they've really redone the whole thing, and within about a week or so, it'll be opened up again.
Yes, looking forward to that. Hopefully we will still be in this area when this thing gets opened back up. But you know, we also did a lot of other things this week. We explored one of the wonders of the world.
Yes, man-made wonder of the world, Hoover Dam. Now, Dan and I have been there many times, but this time you just see different things, you find out new information. We did a lot more research, and wow, what happened in those years that they were building it, and since they completed it, it's just incredible what we found out.
Now, we'll put a link to the full video on the Hoover Dam right up here in the corner, but that's not all we did while we were there. We also went to the historic railroad trail.
Now, the historic railroad trail, and we're also going to put a link for that video
right up here.
Okay, so that was where they brought all the equipment in, and where the men, you know, went through to get to the Hoover Dam to build it. So it was really amazing. The things we saw on the railroad trail, that was amazing.
It really was. It was quite the afternoon. And both of those things are very accessible from this campground. The Railroad Pass Trail, it's just literally, you know, half a mile up the road. And the dam, to get to that, it's only about 5-7 miles away. Mm-hmm. A little note, though, that when you go there, you do have to go through a security checkpoint.
Right.
If you happen to be carrying a weapon, you are not allowed to go in the area. And they do check, they ask, and they check. So you do go through like almost like a border crossing patrol, right? Where they take you through, and some cars were getting searched as they were going through. But once you're there, it's really a wonderful time. Now, another little tip or trick, you probably don't want to park on the Nevada side if you can walk a little bit. It's $10 to park on the Nevada side, free if you have handicap plates. And then if you go across the dam to the Arizona side, now you do have to walk a little bit down the hill or up the hill from wherever you look at it, but it's free parking on that side.
And when we say walking, we're talking about a mile or two, really. So the walk isn't that big a walk. You could take a stroller, wheelchairs would be easy to get through there. The nice side about the Nevada side, even though it is $10, they have nice parking. The visitor center is there, and there is a food court type thing where you can get snacks and drinks. So that is available, and I believe it's open back up now.
And just one other little tip, if you have to go to the bathroom, there's a women's bathroom on the Nevada side and a men's bathroom on the Arizona side, right in the middle of the dam. So it's kind of cool to go out into the middle of the dam, and you go down a few stairs, and there the bathrooms are. It's very, very interesting to be in this area. Lots of history, lots of just beautiful sunsets and scenery. And I gotta tell you, the people here have been absolutely incredible.
They really are. And, you know, we talk a little bit about Camp Host and, you know, their role here. They're volunteers. They're here. They'll take your tag when you put it on your little post so that they know how long you're staying. Really great people, really fun people.
Well, you know what? We're done with this part. Why don't we take a walk around the park and show people exactly what they're going to get when they come here?
Campgrounds could be a little different when you are checking in. So this campground has the price, it tells you exactly what to do, and when you go inside here, there is an envelope, and this envelope, you'll fill out your name, you need your license plate number, and just different information. That should be pretty simple. And then you take this stub off, and this is the stub that goes on your post at your campground. Now, once you rip the stub off, you put the cash in, and you're going to place it in this box.
At this campground, like most any campground, I'm not going to say one of the busiest places, but it's one of the most popular places is the dump station. And here at this campground, all of the sites, none of the sites here have sewage or water or electric. So this is a national park, but they do have a wonderful dump station, and it goes both ways. So you can see our unit right there, Explorer 1, is just about to come in. We're next in line on this side, and this great big grand design is on this side, filling up with water.
The stub that you fill out, you put on here, and then the camp host will drive around, check your stub and all the information, make sure the money is there, and then they'll put a number. This is the date that you'd be leaving. And you have to check the campground as to what time you need to leave by. This campground, you need to be out by 12 o'clock.
One of the unique things about Boulder Beach Campground is they have 4 group areas. I'm standing in group area number 1, and you can see there's several barbecue pits, several tables, and plenty of room to set up tents like there are right next door to us in group area 2. But the best part of these group areas are these great big fire rings, so you could have an incredible bonfire at night.
I love this campground because it is so clean and so easy to get in and out of the spots. So after everybody leaves, somebody comes around and rakes the sand. It's actually sand, but they get rid of all the trash. There is an area for a tent and a great big slab for an RV, a car, whatever you want to park here. This particular one has a slab for a tent, but it's just so nice and clean. You have a picnic table and a fire pit in every site.
Now, most all campgrounds have what they call Camp Host, and they kind of take care of the campground and make sure that all the rules are being enforced and people are coming and going as they properly should. Now, everyone has, this particular campground has 2 camp hosts, and they're on for a couple days at a time each time. There's an on-duty sign and there's an off-duty sign, so you know who to come to if you have a question or a problem. But again, here at Boulder Campground, I've got to say that the camp hosts are exceptional. They're personable, they come around, they talk to everybody, and it just gives you a family atmosphere when you're at this campground.
Not the most glamorous place in the campground, but they do have bathrooms all throughout this campground, and they are super, super clean. When you drive down the main road coming into this campground, you'll notice that on the right side there are loops. We're at Loop B, obviously. On the other side of the street, there are pull-through spots and, just spots to pull in. Over here, there are loops, and they do just that. You loop around. Now, this campground can accommodate everything from a small tent to a very large RV. Any size really can fit in this campground.
This campground does have some unique features. There are actually 2 sides to the campground with a main road going down. On the right side is the campground as you're coming in. Water is shared, so there's 1 water post for every 4 or 5 spots. On the left side of the campground, each spot has its own water post, so you can see here in Dave's Forest River, he is all hooked up to the water. Now, also it seems, and I haven't done the math on this, but like there's more drive-through spots on this side of the campground than there are on the other side of the campground. overall, Boulder Beach Campground has just been a pure joy.
Absolutely. So we're giving it a 4 out of 4, and we are basing that on the fact that it is clean and it is beautiful here. The sound of nature all around us. You could hear the birds, but it's just a great place to be.
It truly is. And even though the sites don't have full hookups, as a matter of fact, they really don't have any hookups. There is water stubs around on this side and water on the other side, but there's no sewer, there's no power. There is a dump station, which is kind of cool, and it gets well used. But still, I think 4 stars is really what this gets, because I can't imagine not wanting to be at this campground.
Absolutely. And, you know, whether you stay there, people have been here for a day or 2, and people who stay for 30 days, which is the max for this campground.
Correct. You can stay as much as 30 days in any given year. And the pricing is, I think, more than reasonable. It's $20 a night to stay here, unless you have an America the Beautiful or senior pass for the U.S. Park Service. And then it's only $10 a night to stay here.
Right, and that's just super affordable for such a beautiful place right on Lake Mead.
I'm Dan Hunt with my incredible wife, Patti Hunt, saying have a great rest of today.
And an even better day tomorrow.